Now, finally, I saw some issue about the digital number plates of vehicles, about fines, that people are being fined for, I don't know for what. But the issue about the number plates is not fines. It is anti-crime. I want my people to put on the TV a picture I saw in today's paper, put that picture, if you have it. Today's, you see that young man? 45 years, was killed on 10th of June, a few days ago. This one here, Geoffrey Wayengara. It was in today's paper. I cannot accept our Ugandans dying because of infrastructure. You remember when I addressed you in Parliament, I think it was 2018, I told you about the cameras. You were here with your policemen, just there, and That was all they were doing. And the one who's going to kill people doesn't call witnesses to see him. So I said, please, let's go technical. Let's have cameras. Now the cameras have helped us to handle a number of things. But the problem they have is that the number plates, these ones which are just, they are cooked. They just go and pick something and put it there. These are digitized number plates with a central command post. You touch it, the command post alarm goes off. This is the work of the digital number plates, not collecting fines and so on. I think the confusion about fines could be because we didn't have money and we told these people to do the number plates, maybe recover the money from those who make mistakes, fines. I don't know, I think that's where the confusion started. But the issue is about the number plate is digitized. Every vehicle must have a digital number plate, traceable by the central machinery, central command, to know which pikipikis were in this area at this time, which cars were in this area. Because these number plates which are put on and put off, these are meaningless. This is the whole thing about the digital number plates. It's not about money, fines, what, no. It's about security. That boy now, such a young person killed, they're acting with impunity. This is what I cannot accept. Look at this one. Was killed here in Mkono, I think. Yes, killed. And then we must now go, the cameras, sometimes the cameras also, they cover their faces, it's not easy to know, the number plates are forged. No. This is the purpose of the digital number plates. It's about security, not money, fines, what? Rubbish. So some people are saying that claiming coffee, this one, you remember there was a group called, the one we abolished, what was it called? The one we rationalized. UCDA. UCDA. They were saying, oh, we are the ones who developed coffee. Coffee was saved by NRM, working with the scientists, when we developed improved the Chrono coffee, which was yielding much more than the other coffee of the 1960s, 50s, to prove that, we had very, very important coffee growers in Bushenyi, people like Mukaira, like Chikuri, like others who were growing, Kekuruso, they were growing coffee. But because the coffee price collapsed in the 60s, I think, they abandoned and went to cows. Up to now, they are big dairy farmers. They had abandoned coffee. We are the ones who rescued the coffee. So it is the government. The current coffee boom was on account of the government scientists who developed the improved colonial coffee, different from the old variety that people in Bushenyi had abandoned for the dairy industry. The dairy industry in the cattle corridor, you can see it for yourself, what it is doing there. If you can show us people like Kabera, the one of Gomba, can you show us Kabera of Gomba? I will give some of the, you can see it there, that picture. I have that picture. I will give it to a few people after my speech. But that was 1963, Uganda, August. They were saying Federation this year, Federation of East Africa this year. That's what they were saying. Thank you. You can see the declaration, that declaration by our leaders. However, along the way, some of them developed cold feet. That is why Mwalimu Nyerere and Mzee Karume must be hailed as some of the most devoted Africans that have ever lived. You can be sure that if that federation had taken off, so many of the problems that afflicted us could have been avoided. Certainly, Amin would never have taken power in Uganda. If that federation were there, Idi Amin would never have taken power in Uganda here. Maybe the problems of Rwanda and Burundi could have been handled differently. The problems of South Sudan and Somalia could possibly have been handled differently, as would have been the problems of Congo. Why do I say this? Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania, under one political authority, would have been so strong that their voice in these matters would have been decisive. I remember, for instance, our leaders then took a stand on the issue of Congo in 1965. Soon, however, the states started taking divergent positions, which would not have been the case if they were under one political authority. We must again salute Mwalimu Nyerere and Tanzania, because without the support of much of Africa, except for Zambia, Botswana, Algeria, Nasser's Egypt, and Guinea-Conakry, they were able to be a reliable rear base for the anti-colonial armed struggle that raged in Southern Africa from 1962 to 1994, when South Africa achieved freedom. It is a pity that after victory, we only got uhuru, independence, and not umoja, unity, especially political integration. The third historical mission we identified was the Undugu, brotherhood, of the 1.5 billion African people. These people belong to only 4 linguistic groups: the Niger-Congo, the Bantus and the Kwa, the Nilo-Saharan, the Nilotics, the Cushitic and the Sudanic, the Afroasiatic, Arabic, Amharic and Tigrinya, and the Khoisan, the group in South Africa. Recently, I had a delegation from Congo, but we did not have a French translator. However, there was a Runyoro Rutoro speaker from Ituri province in Congo, Tebasima Atenyi. I therefore spoke in Runyoro, and he translated to the rest in French. This was just like 2 weeks ago when I had a group from Congo. I was speaking in Lunyoro, and he was translating to those people in Furei. Apart from similar Interakistrian, Bantu, and Nilotic dialects, we have the good luck of Swahili, which is a neutral, non-tribal dialect developed by our ancestors when they met at the East African coast to conduct business. Therefore, the third historical mission is a question, in quote,